Alright, so here we are working on the 2001 F150. We got a service engine soon code over here. So I got my little cheap adapter from Amazon and I'm looking at the codes, and we are P1740. Alright, so that's the solenoid for the torque converter control solenoid. That's what the fault is. It's inside the transmission. So we got over 200,000 miles on this. I got it when it had 70. I'm not sure if it ever had a transmission fluid change or not. So we're going to go ahead and do the right thing. Get all the transmission fluid out of here and change that solenoid and put all new back in so we can go ahead and ruin the transmission. That's what the wives' tales say, but I don't believe it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Because it's got to pass emissions, and without that solenoid, it is not going to pass emissions because it's got a check engine light. So we're going to get out here and suck all that fluid out as much as we can with our handy-dandy little transfer pump. And we're going to get under there and take the pan down and swap this thing out. That's today on Cars and Guitars DIY. Alright, so here we got the Performance Tool Multi-Use Transfer Pump. Because if you've ever done a transmission service, you know that that stuff ends up in your hair, your armpits, your chest, your back, your butt. It gets everywhere. So what you want to do is try to get as much of it out as you can. This thing says it's 52, approximately 52 inches long. So I'm hoping, yeah, I don't think that's 52. So we're going to stick it down in there. Hopefully it'll fit all the way. Looks like it. The tube is big enough. All we got to do is break in this child-proof vault right here. Why do they do that? What are you going to do? Pull that out of the package at the store and just try and stuff it in your front pocket? I mean, what are they thinking? It ain't gonna happen. Ugh. Get out of there. Here we go. Yep, she's longer than the fluid, the stick is, so that should work. I guess we'll find out. Will she go? Or will she not go? That is the question. She might not be far enough in there. I might have to put some kind of adapter or tube on this thing. I don't know. Okay. Spray light oil into barrel at top when dry. Barrel. Not sure. Let me get some oil. Honestly, don't think it's down in there far enough. We're about to find out. Nope. So, what do we do? Alright, so we got a tube here, smaller one, should get down in there. We're just going to go ahead and professionally attach this with electrical tape. I mean, what could go wrong? All right. See if that one will get in there. I think it did. Let's see. Where's my jug? Where'd you go, Mr. Jug? There she is. Get you back over here where you can see. All right. Uh-oh. I think we got something. Yep. We got it. How am I gonna keep this from getting everywhere? That's the question. Got a few kinks in the line here. We should get out about 3 to 4 quarts this way, hopefully. Oh, come on, really? And so it begins. Stupid hose come right out. Clean up aisle 3. one's about 2 quarts. I gotta get more than that. Looks like that's all I'm gonna get. Alright. It's gotta get more than that. Okay, I got all of them out except for the corner bolts. I'm going to loosen these back ones so they have a little bit of play to tilt the pan forward to drain. And then take the one out. And the pan has dropped down some. Here's where it gets dicey, just a little bit. Okay, so we don't have anything coming out. That's good. I guess we'll go ahead and take the rest of them out. Try to bring this down without making a mess. There we go. Can I do it? Yeah, I did it. Look at that. Clean. Smells like fresh guana poop. Yeah, guana and avocado. Yeah. There's the mess. I knew it was gonna happen. It's inevitable. That's alright. It ain't gonna hurt none. Except for my pride. Huh. Looks like the rubber thing came out with it. Good. So what we're gonna have to do is change the solenoid. Looks like it's this one. I don't know if you guys can even see where I'm at here, but I'll get you over here where you can. This little thing right here is all of the wiring. See that? Just clips right off. Saw the other guy use a screwdriver to do it, but I got hands of steel. Maybe I need a screwdriver. Feeling like peanut butter hands right now. So this is the wiring harness right here. I got it loose on this side. See, it's got to get it pulled out right here. And right there, looks like. Let's see if I got a tool here somewhere. Pop that out. There she blows. And I believe that this is the one we're going to be changing. And it's got a single bolt over here on this other side. It's just a little one like that. Should be a 10 millimeter, just like the bolts for the pan, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one off, but I'm not going to be able to hold the camera to do it. Alright, so here's the pan. It's got some, it's got a little bit of metal. Yeah, looks like a lot of bit of metal. Anyway, you see that little bobber right there? That indicates that this transmission has 200,000 miles on it and has never been serviced from the factory. Because that little thing they put in production, and when they just poke it on through, and in the process it stays in the pan. So if it's in there, you got the original gasket and filter, and your transmission fluid's never been serviced, or at least a full service. They might have sucked it out and put some back in, but that's not a full service. But anyway, these gaskets are reusable, but I got a new one, so I don't know. I might go back to this one, clean it up and reuse it, because it's probably a better gasket than the one that I got with my kid is. But anyway, I gotta clean it up. I gotta get some brake clean and stuff like that. I got to go back and get my solenoid from the parts store because they had to order it. So I'll go get some brake clean and come back with the parts and be ready to put this back up together. Alright, so the part number for the solenoid for the torque converter clutch solenoid is TE200. That's on the 2001, I think it's all the way up to 04 F150s. Maybe it starts at 99 or 98. You'll have to look that up, the specific one for yours, but mine's a 2001. TE2000 is the part number from O'Reilly's. And see here, see what she looks like. Yep, she looks brand new. I hope she works like brand new. Yeah, it looks the same as the other one, except this one's got a bag around it. Yep. Okay, so if you fellas didn't know this, I got my pan all cleaned up and nice, and got my magnet, all the 200,000 miles worth of shavings off of it. Cleaned it up with brake clean from O'Reilly's, and a lot of these are equipped with a reusable gasket, and you can tell because it's got this metal and rubber composite. It holds its shape like that, and also it says on the outside of the transmission pan, equipped with reusable gasket. So that's how I figured it out. And I figure the one that comes in a box is all folded up. It's going to be harder to get the seal than this one. So I just cleaned this one up and we're going to put her back on. It wasn't leaking, so it should be fine. So I got to get under there, and I'm going to show you how this solenoid goes back in. It actually, you had to take all the solenoids out to get to the one that you need, the one that I needed to change, which was a torque converter clutch solenoid. Clutch converter, or wait a minute, torque converter clutch solenoid, yeah, control solenoid, that's it, that's the one. Alright, so that's going to go back on like that. You don't use any gasket maker or anything like that. You just put it on dry and you torque it down all the torque till you tweak an elbow. Not really, I think it's like, I don't know, 12, 14 foot-pounds, but I don't worry about that. I just take them tight and take them a little bit more, and if I see them seeping, I'll give them a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So it's not rocket science, it's not that hard, don't make it that hard. But let me get under there with this new solenoid, pop it in, and before you pop it in, you're going to want to put some transmission fluid on there, just to give it a little lube so it goes in and it seals nice. So I'm going to do that before I pop it in. Okay, so that's the brand new one. It just pops up in that hole and it lines up with this other hole. And the reason you can't get this out is because the other solenoids, let me get them up here, the other solenoids go on top of it. You can see they got the little two nipples right there, and then the bracket comes over this. So you got to pop this up here like that and push them back in and make sure this is lined up, and you get your bolt back in there, and then you put this bolt back in over here. So you got one, I'm dripping on the camera here, you got 1, 2, looks like, yep, 2 screws that hold it. One of them holds both of them, this one and this one, and the other one just holds this end of the other 2 shift solenoids. Where's my finger? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. And so there's no way I can get this in a position to where you can see what I'm doing, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this off as much as possible, because it's got some metal shavings on it too. I'm not gonna go crazy, I'm just gonna wipe it down. Then I'm gonna put the filter back in, and one thing to check for these filters, fellas, is right here. You want to make sure that you didn't leave any of that rubber that holds it up in there. Sometimes they stay up in there. I don't see anything but metal in that one, so I'm gonna say it's good. And then I'm gonna wipe all this off right here and put the gasket back on it, because as I said, it's a reusable gasket, so we're gonna reuse it. And that's about it. Alright, just one note here before I put this filter back on in the pan. This wiring harness, hard wiring harness thing, It snaps in 3 places. One's here, another's right here, and then right here. You got to make sure you got it all the way in, or this thing won't talk to that thing, and you'll have to take it all back off and put it back on. But just make sure it's snapped on there real good. And again, check in here, make sure your rubber gasket's not stuck in there. Mine's not. So I'm going to go ahead and put this filter back on, wipe around the outside again, and put my pan up and put all the bolts up tight. Alright, so the service manual says service amount is 5 quarts in this. I only took out about 4, so I'm going to start with 4 and then warm it up and check it from there and add as needed. Because I don't have a drain plug, I can't get it back out without sucking it back out, so I'm going to try to make it easy on myself and not burn up the transmission. Whoa there, Nelly. Whoa. Get in there. So O'Reilly's automatic transmission fluid that they had for this truck, it was like $12 a quart. That was like 60 bucks for enough quarts to put in here. So I did the right thing, went to the Walmart, got Super Tech. $20 for this one, and I got one other quart, $25. Well, plus tax, about 30 bucks. I saved $30 what I'm getting at. That's what I'm talking about. So once you get your fluid in there, you got to start her up, run her through all the gears so it circulates where it needs to be, and then you got to let it get up to operating temperature before you can actually check it again and see if you are full or not. So that's what I'm about to do here. Alright. Of course, you always want to check for leaks. I usually do that as I'm driving next week or the week after. But you know, look under there, take a gander. If you got something pouring out, you probably didn't do something right. It's only bolts and a gasket, so it's not rocket science. Again. So don't be second guessing yourselves. You did it right. I don't know what I do with the keys. Where you at, keys? Maybe they're in it. They are. Is going on back here. Look at that. See that coil jumping up and down? It's not supposed to do that. At all. So it just looks like I might not have tightened that one up. And it's just flopping around. I don't know how I did that, or how I didn't do that, I should say. Better to catch it now, though, than when I'm somewhere else that matters. Alright. So it was still attached. It wasn't giving me an engine code or anything. But she sure was flopping around like a fish out of water. Nope, it's a 7, not an 8. Yep, 8mm. Guess I gotta say, did I do that? Yep, sure did.